Is celebrating Pride festivities this weekend. The community is also remembering the lives lost in the Club Q shooting last November. Tomorrow, a parade will be making its way through the city, led by a man that many are calling a hero. Mark Salinger is live in downtown Colorado Springs on assignment all morning long. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Anusha. We are truly seeing the Pride festivities come to life here in Colorado Springs. Right behind me, all the vendors are getting ready to set up. They're expecting lots of vendors, lots of people, thousands of people, the most amount that they've ever expected here at Colorado Springs Pride. And they're also expecting a lot of different emotions, like you were talking about just there. Pride is a celebration. It is a celebration of culture. It's a celebration of people being who they want to be. And what better way to do that than a parade? This year, the Pride Parade here in Colorado Springs will be led by, like you just said, Rich Fierro. Some people call him a hero, and here in Colorado Springs, the LGBTQ community wants to honor him for what he did at Club Q. A 1985 El Camino sits outside a brewery in Colorado Springs.
I love it. But it was what I had in high school.
Soon,
so
it'll lead a parade.
We already know what we're going to decorate with. I already bought the stuff. I'm like ready to go. But having them put Grand Marshal in the thing is going to be kind of wild. So
Rich Fierro never asked to be in this position. The Army veteran helped stop the shooter accused of killing 5 people at Club Q last November. Now he'll be the Grand Marshal in the first Pride Fest parade in Colorado Springs since the tragedy.
For a community to ask me, a straight dude, to be a Grand Marshal in a Pride Parade, it touched my heart and my wife and daughters. And it was the only time I cried when somebody asked me to do something. It was such a common, like we were all of a sudden I was part of a family, right?
Rich was at Club Q with friends and family. His daughter's boyfriend, Raymond Green Vance, was killed. 6 months later, and far from the memorial, Pride is part of the recovery.
For me, it's just a blessing to have a community that's that open and accepting of people. Regardless of who they are, it's more about actions.
For the Grand Marshal Magnet.
We really thought that, what better way to honor him and, honor what he's done for the community and just how brave he is to be like the Grand Marshal for our parade.
This year, celebrating Pride balances with honoring the lives lost at Club Q. Holly Knipp and Johnny Tippett are on the team organizing it.
I'm expecting a whole spectrum of emotions, and I think most prides bring that, but I think that intensity is going to be elevated this year.
You can put stuff in the front or your banners back here.
At the front of the Pride Parade, the El Camino will be ready, driven by a man chosen to lead.
I hope it's a celebration of perseverance. This person tried to stop people from being who they are, and they're going to show who they are on this event, right?
And everything that the Pride Fest organizers are doing is with the victims of the Club Q shooting and their families in mind. There's a memorial just over my shoulder here honoring those 5 lives that were lost. And Anusha, I was at a planning meeting for the Pride Fest parade just a couple of weeks ago, and it was so interesting to hear them talk about everything and keeping those victims in mind. Everything from, hey, we want to get little buttons for people to show their support. Let's talk to the families and see if they'd be okay with that. Or we want to get a billboard honoring those lives lost. Let's talk to the families and say if they were okay with that. It's truly a celebration filled with so many different emotions. They're balancing all that, making sure that they get it right.
Wow, that is an incredibly community-driven event. Thank you so much for giving us a look. We're going to be checking back in with you in the next half hour. We'll see you then, Mark.